All right, look at these images. They are horrifying to look at. Crashes involving limousines and party buses, sometimes leaving people dead, others severely injured. The most recent incident in upstate New York where 20 people were killed. The limo operator in that crash was arrested and charged with homicide.
We wanted to know, could something like that happen here at home? Shannon Hauser is getting answers tonight, and it is a Cleveland 19 investigation. Shannon.
Yeah, we've been looking into this for some time, but in that case in New York, investigators found that limo operator had multiple violations issued by state police. I went through hundreds of inspection reports for limos and party buses, hundreds of pieces of information in these documents. These were all completed by Ohio State Highway Patrol officers, and these are reports that would show similar violations to that one in New York. Inspectors do not take these tests lightly.
What type of vehicles are available, if there's any that's going to meet the size needed.
When you think about renting a limo or party bus, what's at the top of your list? Best deal, most amenities, coolest interior? Sarah booked a party bus with A1 Mr. Limo in Wickliffe for her cousin's upcoming wedding.
We needed something big enough to hold a whole bridal party, big dress, coolers.
Most people wouldn't put safety first, something that should be an expectation. But after 20 people were killed in a tragic limo crash in upstate New York, more people are asking questions about safety, and so are we. Investigators found the limo failed multiple inspections, violations bad enough that the limo should have been off the road until fixed, like having 18 seats but only being certified to carry 10 passengers and a dangling brake line. A1 Mr. Limo owner Larry Crystal says there are some bad apples in the transportation industry.
You get a 10-year-old vehicle that's been cut in half and put back together, you know, where they put the wires back together, where the joints come together and all those things. You know, you have a fatigue situation.
I went through hundreds of inspection records from the Ohio State Highway Patrol and State Public Utilities Commission. Troopers do annual inspections on limos and party buses. If they fail the inspection, that vehicle doesn't get a license renewal.
And go ahead and start it.
We were there when inspectors tested this party bus at Thomas Limousine in Akron.
Go ahead and activate your high beam and your low left turn signal. And the right.
One light bulb out or low tire pressure, and this bus could fail the inspection completely.
Checking the integrity of the vehicle. Your frames are good.
This bus passed. Thomas Limousine General Manager Brian Warren knows how critical inspections are to run a successful transportation business.
Even though we check that in-house, it's better to have it done by the state of Ohio. That way they can deem if the vehicle is roadworthy.
Records show a handful of other inspections at Thomas Limo passed with flying colors. Same with A1 Mr. Limo. Out of 17 Northeast Ohio companies that offer limo and party bus services, I found 119 violations over the course of 2 years. Violations like defective emergency exits, brakes out of service, and axle positioning parts defective or missing. All of those problems have since been corrected, and according to the state's Public Utilities Commission, they're in compliance. The PUCO also regularly inspects business and bookkeeping records like driver's hours.
We're trying to attack both goals of the vehicle maintenance as well as driver safety.
All bus and limo drivers are required to have a commercial driving license or CDL. I found only one violation among Northeast Ohio companies for a driver who was driving with a suspended CDL.
Just because somebody says it's a limousine doesn't mean that they have a chauffeur that's trained and properly licensed. It doesn't mean they have the proper insurance.
So what can you do to make sure you're getting into a safe and reliable limo or party bus? We have a breakdown of what to look for.
We put these decals on both sides of the bus to let you know that this bus has been inspected by the State Highway Patrol and it has passed.
Look for this sticker. If the bus or limo doesn't have one, don't get on.
If it doesn't have a sticker on the side of it, then he probably hasn't had it inspected. He probably doesn't have proper insurance on it.
Stick to limos or buses that are a decade or younger. So is that something people should ask? How old is this vehicle?
Yeah, and hopefully they get an honest answer. You know, part of that is if you look at it.
Go straight to the business to check it out for yourself.
See the vehicle that you're getting, make sure that that vehicle is reserved for you. That vehicle number that's up in them is actually on the contract of the vehicle that you're reserving.
Ask asked to see inspection reports, driver's licenses, and insurance records. Thomas Limousine showed us theirs without any hesitation. If they don't show you,
would you consider that a red flag?
I would, definitely.
Finally, check reviews online. Some concerns may not show up in an inspection, but could be the difference between a fun night out and a disaster.
So another really important reason for actually visiting the company before you book, a lot of places will use stock pictures on their websites, just general pictures of limos and party buses, but in person, those look old and outdated. Bottom line, if you see it in person and it doesn't look safe, don't book, and do not rely on an employee's word that things are going to be fixed or clean before your event. In the studio, Shannon Hauser, Cleveland 19 News.
Shannon, thank you. There are clinical trials underway in the U.S. for a birth control gel.